Am I boring you?
No.
Okay.
We did have tacos for lunch.
Yeah.
So I heard there was a little birdie that told me that Walmart has some big news that they are going to announce this week.
Yes.
And it has to do around videos and 360s. What is the news? Do you want to break it? Do you want to be the one that...
I would be honored to be the one that breaks it. So after, probably, I'd say 5-6 months, Walmart turned off Rich Media right when when the new omni-channel experience at Walmart.com was released back in September of 2021, I believe, somewhere around that time.
September 15th, yeah.
Yeah. And when they did that, it did not allow for rich media or enhanced content, enhanced manufactured content, below the fold content. On Walmart, all that went away. Before that, Walmart was actually, from my perspective at least, and what I could research, probably had the best rich media experience on any retailer website. I mean, you could basically do about anything you wanted. Mm-hmm. From videos, 360 tours, to product tours, to even little feature sets. And you could even do like little microsites and have all kinds of functionality. And so over the years, Walmart was really pushing to get more enhanced content on there so that shoppers would have a better experience, and that would increase conversion when people found the pages. Am I boring you?
No.
Okay.
We did have tacos for lunch.
Yeah.
And then tacos make me sleepy.
Make you tired. So you're about to fall asleep talking about rich media. So back in September, whenever they launched the new project for the new omnichannel experience, they shut it off. And they didn't really have a good time frame of when that would happen, come back on. Mm-hmm. It's just
didn't they have like a freeze too on their website? Like they don't, during the holiday season, they don't mess with the website because they need it to function correctly so you can buy stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean.
That's the most important.
Well, when they did it in September, then you have October coming around, right? And you got the holidays coming up. I mean, they didn't want to touch anything. They really just kind of focused on making sure that the new site was transactable and all the things that needed to do to click, and it didn't have as many bugs. So that was the most important thing. And what I believe is one of the biggest reasons why they sacrificed the rich media experience during the holiday season is because what was more important than anything at Walmart during the holiday season was about transaction convenience for the shopper. But that's a whole different podcast.
Yep.
But anyway, so when they shut it off, they said that, hey, sometime Q1 to 2022, we'll bring back in rich media. And here we are. It is February 4th, and we just heard that Walmart is turning back on rich media towards by the
videos and 360s, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Just two little modules, videos, 360 tours. So that's a big deal. I mean, and I think that, from what our experience was typically what Walmart would rather see when you did rich media from any supplier. They'd rather see the videos and the 360 tours. This was even before the omnichannel experience. So seems to be what maybe converts shoppers more from maybe Walmart's perspective.
So the theory that rich media is it's a way for the shoppers to really understand the product and get them, convince them to click that add to cart.
Yeah, it's your visual representation, right? I mean, like you can actually do more with videos and 360 tours than you can in person in store. So I could take a product out of a package, spin that around, spin the package around, can do videos showing in the lifestyle scenes, showing how the product's used, and simile instructions and all that type of stuff. And you could, before they turned it off, like we could have, I can't remember how many videos we could have, but you could have a lot of videos for one product page. So you could tell the story multiple different ways to multiple different audiences. So it's pretty exciting. I mean, to have it come back is, I mean, when they shut it off, it was kind of like, well, hey, just,
sit tight.
Sit tight. It'll be all right. It's coming back one day, but that one day is now quite certain.
It's certain. Yeah. It's going to kind of trickle back out because all the rest of the modules and feature sets and things like that, they're all going to come back. They're just not coming back right now.
That's right. Yeah. This is like the phase one to crank out, get the 360s and get the videos back up. By the way, I mean, like when you look at Walmart private label brands, anytime that they'd have rich media on their product pages, it was always 360s or it was videos for the most part. They would do some feature sets as well, but that was dominantly what was used most across those product pages.
That's exciting.
Yep.
Yeah. And so why, what does this mean for suppliers?
What it means is I mean, I think gives the suppliers more opportunity to convert their shoppers. It's evidence that Walmart, yes, still wants rich media. And I know that suppliers made a lot of investment, in both time and money and creative and et cetera in the past to get rich media on their product pages at Walmart. Those investments are secure. And, we actually saw a lot of suppliers take advantage of this time period when rich media was off so they could get ahead of their competition. They could bust out with a lot more rich media than their competitors did when it came back on. So those that did that were actually made good investments as well. So when it hits and turns back on live on the site, they'll be rolling out with lots of stuff. And you'll still have a lot of suppliers that are, waiting for the truth and the reality to come. What do
you mean by the truth and the reality?
Truth and the reality that it's actually turned back on and it's working.
Okay, yeah, it's working, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like just in life generally.
In life general, yeah. The truth of the power of a video on your item page.
Right,
Not that truth. Okay.
Not talking about that. Just talking about, the fact that Walmart is actually going live with these rich media models. And I'm sure there'll be a lot that are just going to hang tight and see if it's true. But, for the most part, when we hear Walmart, saying that this is going to happen or that's going to happen, I mean, I've got a lot of confidence that it's the truth just because they're moving so fast, they're evolving so quickly.
Do we know what it's going to look like on the page? Is it going to be different than it was before, or is it still going to be that little button, the little play button down there?
As far as I know, it's probably all going to be about the same mechanics. When we look at why rich media was not on the new experience to begin with, and then we look at why it's taken time to get it back on the site, it's not, from what we understand, any kind of, increased user experience opportunities. It was literally because they wanted to make sure all the resources were there to have people transact during the holiday season. And then rolling it back in, there's just a lot of priorities, right? Like we've done plenty of websites back in the day with our company.
Or just right now, because we launched a new website too.
We actually just launched our site. We know how cumbersome.
WhyteSpider.com.
Yeah, we know how cumbersome that is.
Yes.
It's a big project. Every website's a big project. I think that when we were doing websites way back in the day, a decade ago, it wasn't nearly as complicated as now. But as technology evolves and API plugins and back-end databases and you got artificial intelligence and all that type of stuff going in, search engines, it's incredibly complicated. Plus, Walmart's catalog itself is just massive. And, there's just a lot of attributes and a lot of content to flow through, and so there's a lot of ways to make mistakes. So when you look at, you zoom out a little bit, it's a little unfortunate, that maybe suppliers weren't able to have rich media. Obviously, it's unfortunate for us and for any connected content partner. But looking at it now, it makes sense as to why their priority was to make sure that they could be transactable with that new experience.
And do you think they put videos and 360s as the front because it was the easiest to bring back, or because it's the most important?
No, I think that Walmart and I would imagine shoppers see videos and you just ruin the video.
I did. I have an itch in my nose too.
Of course you do, because we're on camera now.
On camera now.
That's what happens.
All of a sudden everything itches. My face itches.
That's right.
That's what happens when you get on camera.
But no, I think that really on a lot of the industry stats that we've read on user experience, that videos and 360s tend to be the most favored by shoppers. You think about it, you can tell the story. Like I know that if anytime I'm shopping and there's a video to watch, I watch it, how its product's used. And, number one's actually images. That's why images stay up the top left. It'll probably always be that way. It's a lot faster. You can kind of scan and understand. And then if I can click a video, watch, and then if I can click a 360, that's obviously, I keep saying obviously a lot, but it's obviously like 24 plus images. So it's just more pictures stitched together. It just gives me a full, comprehensive, quick way to understand what the product is.
Yeah, and those are the ones that are above the fold too.
Yeah.
So it's the first thing you see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see the image.
Second thing.
Yeah, you see the images, and then you would see the 360 tour button and then the video icon to play. So we fully expect that they'll come back the same way, top fold. And that's probably another reason why. That's why they have them in the top fold to begin with. But when you're releasing the rich media modules and opportunities out there, you can put them at the top fold. Get that out first because it's the top fold.
Yeah, because you see it first.
Because it's most important.
It's most important. Yeah. that's really exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's going to be really cool for Walmart. It's really, really cool for shoppers, really cool for suppliers. And, so we know that it's going to be coming, sometime in the month of February. And then.
Yeah, we've heard like it's the last day of the month. I mean, I would probably just go ahead. It doesn't really matter if it's the 15th or 20th. Get things loaded up, get it going. I mean, and.
Because you can get prepared, so you can load like everything into the system now, and then then it'll be in the system, and then ready.
Well, in SKU Ninja system,
in our system, yes.
Yeah, in our system you can. I don't know about
Item 360.
Item 360. But I know in SKU Ninja you can go ahead and load up, add titles, everything that you need to do. Basically, get it completely ready.
And then you don't have to think about it.
Yeah, don't have to think about it. It's done. Just start checking those boxes. We have some of our third-party subscribers already do that. I mean. Actually, there's a third-party subscriber that sells a lot on Amazon that's put a lot of products on Walmart. And, you can just always kind of see the difference in a manufacturer that has been very e-commerce driven from roots because they're super serious about that stuff. Like when Rich Media was back on fully at Walmart and we would have folks coming over from Amazon to start selling on Walmart.com, when they saw the Rich Media opportunities, they were blown away, and they took full advantage of it. They built out feature sets and 360 tours, everything. That's actually the first thing that they would do. They take their,
transfer their Amazon A+ content and put it into
even before optimization. Because like if you're going to have anybody hit a page, they want to make sure that converts. That's a lot of times we forget about how expensive it is to generate a lead. And if you even don't do anything, it's a very precious thing to have a shopper land on your page and consider your product. And if you don't take every bit of advantage to convert that with images, correct titles, descriptions, etc., and of course rich media to further explain that product, then you're just you're losing. We hear all the time from suppliers about what's my return on investment. What happens if you don't do this? What happens if you don't do your best on a product page? You don't even know how many sales you're losing.
They show up, they don't know what this is, and then they bounce.
And it's not that. It's not that costly in grand scheme of things. It's really not. Unless you're selling, one stick of chewing gum, I could see that, maybe taking a while to get your money back from a video.
I can imagine selling that online.
No, exactly.
What are you going to do? Like shipping one stick of gum.
Right, exactly. But if your product, has, any type of monetary level.
Yeah, like banana doesn't need a 360.
Yeah, but, I'm not do a 360 for banana.
For bananas?
Yeah, or apple.
An apple.
Absolutely. Take a bite of it, then spin it around.
Take a bite, yeah.
Show the texture. But honestly, when you think, all jokes aside, but whenever you go to a restaurant, do you really need a picture of a salad? Do you really need a picture of a hamburger again? No, but they do that to entice you, to get you to, that looks good.
That looks good.
Exactly. So, if I was an apple grower, I'd want to have a lot of content about apples, recipes, videos about recipes, videos of me eating the apple and smiling.
There you go.
Yeah. So,
all right, what are next steps? What should people be doing?
They should, so if you're an existing subscriber, just contact customer success. We got great people that are always behind the computer or waiting by the phone, wanting to help you succeed and win. So it's an easy email. They'll get you set up, give you the details on how the billing's going to work. Typically, from what I understand, we're going to be doing is like if you're already loading the system, when Rich Media was not available at Walmart, we just stopped billing.
Yeah, this is for people that are in SKU Ninja, and we're in SKU Ninja as of September 15th.
Yeah,
and even if they signed up in between, because you could sign up.
And we have people doing that, right? So it will just turn on and you'll get billed and you'll get submitted. So you don't have to do too much. Just kind of, but if you have any questions about that, or if you want to make modifications, just get back in the SKU Ninja and start tweaking things and making it happen. If you're new, getting subscribed to Rich Media is one of the simplest things to do at Walmart through SKU Ninja. It really is. So you could send, heck, you can even sign up on the website.
You can, yeah. $5.
$5.
There you go.
Per module.
Yep, $5 per video, per 360.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, great.
Super easy. All right.
That's exciting. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brooke.
Cheers.
Good chatting. Cheers
First
to Rich
one
Media.
down.
Cheers to Rich Media.
Cheers to Walmart.